Hi, this is Chris with firstcenturychristianity.net. Still talking to you from the big chair because I am going to be in this sling here for a couple of weeks. Today I want to talk to you about government-based religion. Imagine for a second that the next president of the United States decides that he wants to unify the country. And to do this, he calls all of the Christian leaders of the accepted denominations in the country for a conference in Washington, D.C. So he brings in the Episcopal, leaders, Roman Catholic leaders, megachurch leaders, non-denoms, Southern Baptists, Methodists, Presbyterians, all those household names of churches that you will recognize. He calls everybody to Washington, D.C., few hundred people, and they have a conference, and the purpose of that conference is to make a definition of a Christian. That after that conference, whatever they decided that one had to believe to be a Christian would be put in play, and that when they left, no more protections for Christian churches that don't accept those common beliefs. Does this sound like a good idea to you? Does this sound like something that the Bible would support? Even if this group could come together and make a statement that you would believe, would you accept the authority of man-made government to enforce Christian dogma? I certainly wouldn't. But guess what? This is what happened in 325 AD when the Roman emperor wanted to unify his empire. He wanted to have one universal religion for the entire empire for the sake of unifying it. And he called together all of the church leaders within the Roman Empire to have a council. It's called the Council of Nicaea. And when they were done, they formulated a creed that everybody had to believe, or you didn't get to call yourself Christian anymore. And you got booted if you didn't. And you could see that there's a series of these councils that happen for hundreds of years where there's dictates that people have to adhere to. Many of these doctrines today are still in place. Now, if your doctrine is true, wouldn't you trust the Holy Spirit to lead you into all truth? Isn't that what the Bible actually says? When we look at the Messiah and how he interacted with the religious leaders of the day, the Pharisees in particular, who had assumed this same power to kick people out of their churches if they didn't accept the accepted dogma, how did he react to that? He had no love for people who taught the doctrines of men as the commandments of God. And he certainly was no fan of using the Roman government to enforce such a thing. So keep this in mind as you're discussing religion, as you're growing in faith, as you're growing in truth, as you're growing in love, and you're having discussions and debates. Are the people you're talking to encouraging you to read the Bible, learn the original languages, learn the original history, and try to get to the faith once delivered? Or are they quoting these early church fathers and these people who, frankly, know less about the faith than you and I do today? Today, we have access to every book, every language, every commentary, every dictionary that we would love to spend our time on to understand things. And these primitive people in 325 AD pale in comparison to what a regular Christian has access to through the internet and through their computer, through their home libraries. So just keep this in mind. And just pray that we don't ever get that one world government religion ever in our lifetimes. May Yahweh bless you and keep you in the name of his son, Yeshua.